Before we begin today's episode, we'd like to dedicate it to Men's Mental Health Month and to the DQ family.
Last month, we had an opportunity to sit down with DQ and record a conversation about growth, adversity, purpose, and becoming the best version of yourself.
Exactly 1 week after that conversation was recorded, David lost his battle with depression.
Today, before we revisit that episode, we're joined by David's brother, Bernard.
Bernard is here not only to help us remember David, but also have an important conversation about men's mental health and the struggles that so often go unseen.
The reality is so many men are fighting battles that they never even talk about.
Battles with depression, anxiety, addiction, loneliness, grief, and the pressure of trying to carry it all on their own.
Too often, those conversations happen too late, or they often don't happen at all.
Our hope is that today's discussion encourages people to check in on those around them, ask the difficult questions, and create a space for honest conversations.
Because sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is really ask for help.
And sometimes the most important thing we could do is listen.
Bernard, thank you for being here and helping us honor your brother's memory.
You're welcome.
Just share a little bit about your brother for the tribute to this episode.
So one thing that you mentioned that really hit is some people take too long to raise their hand and ask for the help. The thing is with my brother, he didn't. He actually did ask for the help. And he was trying to get the help. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too late. And in this case scenario, he didn't quit. He fought till the end. Unfortunately, it was a battle that he lost in the end. And that's why we're going to start the Don't Quit Legacy Foundation in honor of him and in memory of him. Because the truth is, even though he may be gone physically, he still lives in the mouths, in the hearts, in the stories of every single person that he's impacted.
We thank you so much for being here and helping us honor his legacy and tributing this episode to him.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Honestly, you just got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in. You got to be passionate in what you're doing. If you don't believe in it, who's gonna like you? Right. And that's the tough thing about being an entrepreneur. Like, you got to lay it all out on the line. There's no turning back. Like I took on investors, which put a ton of weight on my shoulders.
Speed 10.
Speed 10.
Tell me a little bit about it.
So, in essence, it's the first single-handed cocktail shaker in the world. So, what that means is you could shake and serve without having to separate the tin. You know, because there's only 3 styles of cocktail shakers that exist in the world today. There's like your Boston shakers, which is like the 2 tins. And then you have your cobbler shaker, which is the guy that gets like frozen on the top when everybody shakes it, and then it's a pain in the ass to take off. That's like everyone's usually like home cocktail shaker. And then there's this one that's called a French one, which is kind of a hybrid of both, but all of them, you know, require like 2 hands to utilize. So when I came up with this, you could shake with one hand and just pull back the top and pour out. The strainer's already built in, so it just makes it that much easier.
Just gave
Saves a step.
one-armed dudes a job.
Yep. Now you can do double shakes. What'd you say?
Just gave one-armed dudes a job.
I actually had a guy who was a bartender, and he had only one arm. We reached out. He's like, wow. He's like, finally someone came out with a product for me.
For me, yeah.
He's like, which one do you recommend? I'm like, get both of them, because we have like the
That's a
bigger
pretty good
size,
feeling,
too.
huh?
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm gonna need you for promo. I'm like,
Yeah.
that is great content.
Yeah, absolutely.
sure.
You know, but essentially, you could do 2 shakes now with
Yeah.
2 single-handed shakes.
Right.
There you go.
Right. So you know, where did it come from? I imagine that you've bartended before.
Yeah, so I've been a bartender, I don't know, 10 plus years, 15, I don't know now. I lost count. But I've worked all over the Jersey Shore. I work a bar that I part own in Hoboken. It's called Green Rock. Worked there for football seasons for like 10 years now. I work at Porta, worked at Bar A, worked at Headliner, rest in peace. But yeah, so I've always loved bartending. That's how I've kind of built my social media following. You know, I've always been like kind of like a people pleaser. So whenever bartenders would like ask me for advice, you know, like how do you have like this big social media following and stuff, and you know, I always just say people come first, money follows. So just be good to somebody, put a smile on somebody's face, give them an excuse to come back. you know, and word of mouth will spread, and then you just have other people recommending other people to come see you, come visit you. Like, don't care about what they're tipping you. Just put a smile on somebody's face.
Right.
You know, so, you know, what I love about this product is, you know, I've been in this industry for so long that now it gives me an opportunity to kind of give back to the industry and help out other bartenders. You know, if this could save a couple seconds off every bartender's drink, you know, that's just extra money in their pocket.
Right. Couple
More
more drinks
revenue
to
for the
make.
bar, you know, better for the customer so they get their drink faster. You know, it's a win for everybody.
So, a couple questions for you, and I'm sure you thought about these questions, right? So, does this come off? This thing, or it comes off so you can wash everything? Everything's magnetic.
Everything
it
is
looks
food safe, dishwasher safe.
like?
Yeah,
Yeah, you just gotta slide it backwards into there.
I see. I see. Down in and forward.
Boom. Yeah, once you learn it once, then it's easy.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, we got a little instructions and tutorial on the
How long
website.
did it take you from the time you thought about this to the time you actually started creating your first prototype?
Yeah,
Whatever?
like 3 years to get
3
it
years.
to that point, to get it to launch.
Did you
So
start it?
It was
3
probably
years?
like summer of 22
Okay.
when I first came up with the idea. I was bartending. I've always worked like very high volume pace bars, you know, nightlife mainly. You know, to the point where my bar would be so busy that I have like shot cups all around my bar, and my regulars would just set it up themselves. It would just save me a step, you know, instead of me having to, like, you know, put each individual shot glass down. My regulars would do it. You know, I'd know how many shots they want. I'd pour them out, charge them for it, but it just saved me that one step. So I was always looking for another efficient way to make my my bar, you know,
More
more
productive.
smoothly and more productive. Because you know, it came to the point where like my bar backs would have to bartend for me because there's just so many regulars, which is a great feeling.
Yeah, so take us through the process. Did it take you 3 years to create it?
So there was
or
a lot of
within-
design iterations. At first, it came with an idea, and then we had to draw figures, and then I had to like sketch it out, and we went through a lot of back and forth. Thankfully, my first cousin is my engineer, but initially he owns his own manufacturing for a lighting company, so he was too busy at the time. So I actually ended up working with this invention company initially, and it was kind of a nightmare, to be honest.
Okay. Why so?
Because I think they outsourced their engineers. So I would deal with this product manager, and it would take 6 to 8 weeks to get any type of feedback for my design or what I tell them. And 6 to 8 weeks, you know, by the 5th week, I'm like getting jittery, like waiting for like you know, for them to give me my email to update results or whatever, and it would always come out wrong. And I'm just like, can I just talk directly to these engineers for like 5 minutes just so they could see where my head's at, where I'm coming from? And they're like, no, that's not how our process works. I have to delegate with them. And I'm like, well, this is like playing
Overseas,
telephone.
yeah.
It's like, you know, something's going to get lost in translation if I can't talk directly. And I'm like, I need 5-10 minutes with them. And it never got done. And I probably wasted a year with them.
How much money?
Close to 20K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Down the drain, huh?
Down the drain.
Lesson learned, though. You'll never
Lesson
make that
learned,
mistake again.
Definitely. Yeah, that was hard. That was tough to swallow. So, I mean, their goal was to try to get you like licensed with a manufacturer, but you know, I never even went. They could never get a design working properly for me. So
You got the patent on this now?
yeah, so that took a couple of years. My sister, who actually went to Cornell, she had a friend that is a patent attorney. So she put me in touch with him, and he consulted me and got me through the proper steps. You know, get your provisional, then your non-provisional. You got to get examined. But they did all the drawings and stuff for me and figured everything out.
Great.
Are these in any bars right now? Like, do you have people using them? That way you have testimonials and all kind of stuff right now?
Yeah. Tons of bartenders all over the shore. We have them in Green Rock, River Street, Waiting Room, all the bars in Hoboken. That's owned by my co-partners at Green Rock. We have them at Porta. They use them at Jenks. They use them at DJs. They, all the like high volume places. People are using them because that's where it's kind of required.
Did you have to put them in their hand, or did they buy them from you?
I did both. A lot of them, a lot also support, but I've also like given it to certain people to test out and get their credibility because they deal with high volume all the time. So
You got to get some video testimonials of these guys using them.
Yeah.
You got that yet?
Yep, I got it.
Oh, awesome.
We got a video of on my Instagram and on the Speedton Instagram saying like why they like it and why people should use it. Essentially,
You have your own dedicated website for Speedton?
yeah.
Okay.
It's called Speed Tins. Somebody took the Speed Tin.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like a T-shirt company that no one's even utilizing. It's crazy. I tried to email them. I'm like, hey, can you give
10,000?
I even reached out. I was like, yo, can I buy this site off you? Can I buy this name? And they never reached back out. I'm like, all right, I guess
Really?
someone just has it.
What's the next step? Where are you at with this currently?
So right now we're selling them B2C right now online. We have a couple deals in the works. We're actually going to be selling them out in Japan. I just told Ant that we sold it to a distributor out in Aruba. And we have offers to get distribution in the U.S. right
I got
now.
connects in Aruba if you need it.
Nice. Awesome. But
They supply everybody.
you know who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that's who I sold it to.
Awesome.
And so we had distribution for the U.S., but right now this initial product, the price is a little higher. So we have a new manufacturer that we're going to be launching a newer product. I can't really talk. I don't really have the exact date yet of when we're going to get that out, but it's going to be a lot more affordable where we could implement distribution throughout the country. So.
How much easier is it now since you went through the process to like release a new product than it was, say when you started 3 years ago?
Well, now I at least know like the R&D that has to go into it. Working with my cousin is great because we're so back and I could, it's not that 6 to 8 week gap of like getting
6 to 8
communication.
hours.
Yeah, like I could text him right now and he'll get back to me by the end of the day. So, when you have that type of communication, you could really move forward a lot easier. So, anytime we come out with a new product, we just gotta, buckle down, get samples, and, we're in that process right now. So I think it's looking good. So hopefully in like a month or so we'll have
I would think that bartenders would want to buy this off you because it would speed up their process.
Yeah, no.
Like, you know what I mean? And get them customized. Maybe get like a engraver, like with their own thing.
So we're looking into that option, but when we're going to do it on a mass scale, we're looking to get it into liquor companies.
Got it.
Yeah, because liquor companies, like, they're the ones who like
Give
give them out
stuff
to
away,
bars, and they already have their logos on it, and it's just something different. Like everyone has the same style shakers, logoed out already. So like this is just something new and different that, a bartender might be more prone to like holding on to this versus like your normal Boston shaker.
It's like whoever created the release for the bottle opener, right?
Oh,
the
yeah.
bottle opener. Like now everyone's got that. It's like
I use it, but some people still don't.
I'm like, dude, that like because everyone's always looking for it. You watch bartenders are always looking for a thing. All these other guys it's like on their thing, they're releasing, boom, and just let it go back. I think that was a great invention.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people put a wristband. Right?
Yeah.
Stick in the wristband.
Yeah.
I mean, they put it in their wristband. They even have like ones that are like rings, and you could just do it with a ring. It's crazy.
Those things are pretty cool too. You said something about the bartenders, like bartenders would want to buy. I forgive my ignorance. I've never bartended before, except at home, right? That doesn't count. But do bartenders bring their own shakers?
Yeah.
They do.
So like, if
Interesting.
you're in like a fast-paced, higher volume, or if you're like a upper echelon type bartender, a lot of them do, but some don't, and that's why we're also looking to get it into the bars. So the bars will just purchase them and have them for their bartenders, which we have bar bundles on our website, so bars could just purchase them on like kind of like a more wholesale price, and then who's ever working doesn't need to bring them in. The bar already has it for them,
Are you
which
in
is-
Are you in Mad Hatter yet?
What's up?
Are you in the Mad Hatter yet?
Some of his bartenders have it.
Okay, I'll be there Wednesday. He was just on our show.
He was.
Mike?
Yeah, good dude.
Yeah, I love Mike. He was out in Vegas.
Yeah, we heard he got kicked out of the casino. They scanned his face because he put himself like on a do not bet list because he was a degenerate, and he walked in the casino and they came and grabbed him and they're like,
Really?
"Sir, you got to go," because they scanned his face. And they're like, "You have to get out of here." He's like, "That was like the best feeling ever."
Get kicked out of a casino?
True story.
Because he did
I was there.
Because he did it on
That's
purpose, right? Yeah, he put himself on a do not gamble list, because he was like he didn't want to do it no more, and he literally walks in the casino and he gets surrounded. They're like, "Are you Mike?" He's like, "Yeah." They're like, "You gotta go."
That's crazy.
No, it's a true story.
Good for him. Good for him. And he's proud of it. He's happy about it.
Yeah.
So I never heard anyone say it's the best feeling ever to get kicked out of somewhere, anywhere.
Well, I mean, that was his intention because
Yeah.
I guess he didn't want to be put in casinos in that position anymore.
Yeah, pretty great.
He just put something up the other day, like, if I was still gambling and I would have bet on this such and such game, bro, like he would have lost so much money, whatever he said.
A lot of people lost money in the UFC fight, that's for sure.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the support from people who you may have thought you had support from, people that you say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this." "Oh, it's a dumb idea." "Oh, don't do it." And people who you thought were like in your corner, and all of a sudden you realize, wow, these people don't want me to succeed. Let's talk about some of those stories.
Well, you know what? For the most part, everyone's been pretty supportive. Like I've always, I've tried to build my following off being good to people. So thankfully, it's come back. And
There hasn't been that one friend or that one person in your life you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this." They're like, "You're crazy. You're out of your mind. You're just not gonna work." And you're like, you didn't expect that from them. There hasn't been that one person. You don't have to say their name.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
That's what we look for, because a lot of times we look for support. Like, so Anthony will come to me with something, and I'll be like, "Don't do it," right? Like, and I'll tell him straight up, yes, no, but and then if it's a great idea, I'll be like, "I told you it was gonna work." "Oh yeah, all right, good." You know what I mean? But like, I still support him either which way.
Yeah.
But sometimes there are those people that are like, "Don't do it. What's wrong with you? It's never gonna work," and then they bash you down. Did you have that one person?
There was a couple, but to be honest, for the most part, like everyone just thought like they're like, "How is this not invented yet?" They thought it was a great idea. They're like, this is super cool, something different. Everyone's been using the same cocktail shakers for the past 100 years, so no one's really tried to like elevate or help out the working bartender. They have a different home cocktail shakers, but no one really made a different one for like the working bartender to try to help it become like faster or more efficient.
I think the impact behind that question is those couple people, not the people who encouraged you and said it was a good idea. Those couple people who you told you it was never going to work, because that other entrepreneur that's sitting on the other side of this camera has an idea. They've only exploded that idea to a couple people in their life, and those couple people said, "Don't do it. It's a bad idea." That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, those people may have been, you've been like, "Oh wow, like I really thought you would have supported me," but they didn't stop you. But how, if those people were the only people you asked, they could have stopped you in your tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With your idea. So that, what I'm trying to say is, how can you help that next person? Because you had people close to you. You don't want to mention their names because we saw your smile. You were shocked when these people said it wasn't going to work. But how did that continue to let you do what you wanted to do?
Honestly, you just got to believe in yourself. You got to believe, and you got to be passionate in what you're doing. If you don't, if you don't believe in it, who's gonna? Like you?
Right.
You got to be, and that's the tough thing about being an entrepreneur. Like, you got to lay it all out on the line. Like, there's no turning back. Like, I took on investors, which put a ton of weight on my shoulders. It actually, prior to launch, it took me down this like mental downward spiral where, I was always in like a good mood, a very like happy person, being behind the bar. I'm like very lively, energetic, bubbly. And this was just so out of my comfort zone. And, with taking on investors, it just puts so much pressure because, I more wanted it to do well for them than myself. And so when we had like complications initially with, the manufacturing or the design, and then with tariffs coming into play, like it took a big mental toll on me. And, I finally experienced like what true depression and mental health was like all about, because you know, I never really understood it. Like I was just always generally like even keel, like in a pretty good mood constantly. You know, made pretty good money and was just comfortable. And you know, this was so out of my comfort zone. So yeah, it was a really dark path. And you know, those people that you were saying like that, you know, were like betting against me and were like, yeah, you never, you know, that's dumb. It's never going to succeed. Like that didn't help matters at all. You know, but you know, you got to turn that into fuel. You know, you can't just let every naysayer. There's always going to be naysayers. You know, you're never
People chirping me every day,
successful
bro. Yeah.
unless you know, you never have haters unless you're successful.
Exactly.
So
Right. You have to be doing something
every
right.
successful person.
What did
is
you
gonna have
learn from that
haters.
rock bottom, from that depression point, from that mental health point? What have you learned from that, and what has it done to you today?
You know, I learned who's there for you. You know, I learned, you know, my family, we've always been pretty close, but they were, and a few close friends, but they really, you know, like I could call them at like any day point in time. Like it was really bad at one point. You know, I actually took medication at one point.
Yeah, talk to the audience about that, because you know what? There's someone who's struggling right now that's going through what you're going through, but they look at you like, oh, this guy's got it all. He's always happy, because they don't see that backside of you. They don't see you inside the car. They don't see you inside the house. So help that next person who's feeling maybe the way that you felt, and how did you get through it?
Well, honestly, it was just, you know, thankfully, like just keeping a good mindset about believing in the product, believing in all that hard effort work that I put into it, having that great support, you know, that core support from my family, from my friends, you know, from investors. You know, you know, when the storm comes, you just got to be able to, you know, go fight past it. Like, you just keep pushing.
Talking about the storm earlier.
Every single podcast we do, like you're talking about something we just talked about in the last podcast. Last podcast talk about something we talked about in the first podcast. So like the storm, like you got to go into it. You just got to fight the storm by just going right into the hardest part, so that you could be right in the middle of it, right?
Yeah, and that's what really tests you. You know, nothing great in life comes easy. So, you know, you got to go through struggles. You got to be willing to accept it and willing to embrace it. And because, you know, where's the gratification if you just like, you know, became successful easily? You know, so
got handed a trust fund, right?
Exactly. So, you know, to the next entrepreneur, I think, you know, you gotta discover who yourself is. You know, the adversity, you know, doesn't build character; it reveals it. So, you gotta take a look at yourself deep down inside and see what you're made of and fight through.
When you hit that like rock bottom portion of your life, right, and you're super depressed, you're like, oh, this shit's real, right? Because I remember I was like, how the fuck are people depressed? And then I had it, and I was like, oh, this is what it feels like. This is insane. I feel bad for even considering that this doesn't exist for a second, right? What did you know, I'm going off of what Dan had asked you, like, how did you get through it? What did you do for yourself, right? Did you seek the help? Did they seek the help because typically it doesn't just find you. People don't just know you're depressed, right? You have to speak about it, and you have to say, this is what's going on, and then it's identified as depression, right? So what did you do for yourself? Did you seek help somewhere?
Yeah,
Did
I actually went and saw a therapist.
Where'd you go?
I would have never thought I would ever have to do.
Right.
I saw a therapist. I had a psychiatrist at one point, and you know, they put me on some medication, and you know, that helped along with what I said, with, you know, the core family and friends, to really help me fight and get through it. But yeah, it was tough.
You struggled with that season of your life because it was hard to go through.
Oh yeah, totally.
You could tell. But you know what, dude? Like every single one of us, and I'm gonna tell you something. Just sitting here listening to you, that outside of your family, the most
And I haven't really openly talked about it. That's why I'm like kind of like
nervous about it. Yeah, but no, it's good. It's good to talk about it because again, everyone thinks that your life looks beautiful like this painting, but it's the vulnerability behind it. How did that painting get created? You know, how many times did you mess up? How many things went through your mind? You know, how many times did you want to quit? You know, because all those things went through your mind. And when you look at outside of your family, the most supportive people in your life were probably other entrepreneurs that told you just keep going, just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, like there's press out there about me right now. And, you know, all my friends who are entrepreneurs are like, yo, you see this bullshit? I'm like, yeah, you see this, whatever. You know, it is what it is. We're going to get that because people are going to just pound and pound and pound and pound. But it's all the other people who don't do nothing in their life, who point the finger, who do all this stuff, but actually have the life that they don't love, that they don't want to be a part of because they don't want to see you succeed. So they're going to hold you back and they're going to point the finger at you. But everyone else who's been through what you're doing, going through what you're doing, now you're going to help that next guy go through it. Those are the powerful people in your life because, again, like you said, like you can't get somewhere easy, especially in entrepreneurship. Dude, this is one of the toughest games we're ever going to play in our life. And the one thing is, we're never going to win. Because, again, our next win is higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, it's like the next
You know
thing.
what I'm saying? So, like, we're never going to accomplish all that we're able to be, especially if we stay in a state of mind. But you were good in a position where you realized it. You seeked help. You know, you don't want to talk about that because it's shame for you in a way. But, dude, we all go. I have a therapist, bro. You know what I mean? I'm going to see him tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we're all fucked up. You know, and at the end of the day, fucked up people do great things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Perfect people do nothing.
Don't exist. I mean,
Exactly.
there isn't.
Perfect doesn't
Yeah, but
exist.
everybody else thinks they're perfect because they're going to look at you, they're going to look at me, they're going to look at him, and like, look at these guys. Like, how dare them? How this? How that? You know, whatever, bro. At the end of the day, you're going to find out that your story is so relevant
To everyone.
to everybody else that's in the same batting cage as you.
Yeah, one thing actually, I listened to a podcast on the way here, and the one thing, it was about the word cringe. And like going back and seeing our old video, like the first one is fucking cringe, right? It's like, oh, we did that.
Terrible.
But you know what
Why?
that tells?
In terms of what?
Oh, it's just terrible. It's just the lighting is terrible.
On
The
a
video
cell
is terrible.
phone, yeah.
We're talking like it just doesn't work.
We
right?
winged it.
We winged it, and it was terrible. And you can go back to our first podcast. It's nothing like our 93rd or something like that right now, right?
Yeah.
But what he was saying in the podcast was like, that's growth, right? If you go back and say that's cringe, you're doing the same thing, and now you're not cringe anymore. That's the growth that we don't realize,
Yeah.
right?
Awesome.
And the reason that I really asked about, you know, what you did is because a lot of people, including myself, at one point, we think that we could conquer the world, right? And we think we could figure out as men, we could figure out it all by ourselves. We don't need help. We don't need to ask anybody. We don't need to confer, right? Well, all we need to do is figure it out on our own because sometimes that's how we're raised. So the reason I asked is because you were seeking out the help, right? You knew that you needed the help.
At some point, you got to swallow your pride.
And that's the first step. So there might be somebody listening right now who's like, man, I feel like that right now. But they refuse to go get help because, you know, they were raised that way. So it's a powerful thing for sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, like when I did start telling people, I did tell a few people that they're like, listen,
It's normal.
it's
completely no.
it's
I just
like-
texted about it
thing.
before. Literally before when you
therapist?
walked in, yeah. I said, give me a second, right? And I was texting my therapist. Literally as because the last podcast had elicited something that I was like, I need to
I do
connect.
telehealth with mine because I'm all over the place. And I'm like, bro, I need to come see you on Tuesday. He's like, in my office? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we just got to get shit done. Like, I need to just come see you because I'm so distracted when we're on telehealth. Like, I need to just be in there. So I'm here this week because I need to go see him. You know, but listen, we all need it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
And there
Same
should be
reason why
nothing
I
wrong with
coach.
it. You
There
know,
isn't-
there
there isn't
should be
nothing
no
wrong.
shame in it. You know,
There
people
isn't
should
nothing,
just,
anything wrong with it.
it's, you know, listen, like your leg is broken.
You go see a doctor.
You go see a doctor. Like
Yeah.
my coach
something-
makes 200
Something's
million.
not working.
My coach makes 200 million a year, bro, and he has a therapist and he has a coach. You know, and then you look at all these people who raise their capital, like of where they are in life, and they all have those same things. You know, but the people who are stuck don't ever want to seek help. There's professionals out there that can help us in the places that we're not good at, and that's the one thing that you learn in entrepreneurship. Most people stay in this leverage point of where they're kind of a glorified employee and they make some money, but they have like the ability to tell themselves when they got to go to work, but that's every day.
Yeah.
But then when you really become an entrepreneur, you step in the next side of the world, you realize release, pressure. Now you need somebody to handle that pressure because you don't know how to do it. And there's professionals for that. But that's why a small percentage of people ever get to the point that you do because they allow somebody else to come in and help them. Too many people have too much pride and they don't want to put it in their back pocket.
You're never going to grow unless you like follow someone who's better than you or doing something greater than yourself. So,
100%.
Correct.
and nothing changes if you don't. But
So what else? You said something about sauce company?
Yeah, I own a
Filipino sauce company?
Filipino barbecue sauce.
Filipino
company
barbecue.
That,
Where'd this come from?
We've had that for a while, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still do.
People always handing out his sauce.
Really?
Yeah, yo, try sauce, try sauce.
My late mom invented it when I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
She passed away almost 10 years ago now, which is crazy. But she invented it. It's a Filipino style sauce that, I don't know, people say they love it.
So you just bottle it up and say,
Yeah, I bottle it up, and then we
There's
also
like a
put
few
it on
different
a
flavors,
chick-
right?
Yeah, we mainly just sell the garlicky sweet version. That's like the most popular. And we also put it on chicken skewers or pork skewers, and then we wholesale that to bars and restaurants. And then we also have a food truck, so we sell it on there too. And we got lumpia on there.
Lumpia. Oh, delicious.
Anyone that loves Filipino food, that's the first thing they always bring up is lumpia.
I never had Filipino food.
You have to try lumpia, bro. Oh my God.
I'll bring you some.
I'm mad that
It's
you
like a little
didn't
spring
bring
roll.
any. These little spring
Got, like,
rolls where you
pork
can
in
eat
it.
1,000 of them.
But now they
What's,
make like
what's
a
in them? Just
pork,
vegetables?
veggies,
Yeah. Yeah, I had a
onions, garlic.
Yeah.
Where's your food
Depends
truck?
who makes them.
Well, it's parked in Neptune right now, but we do events like all over the shore area.
So you got your hands in many things, bro. Bars, sauce, shakers.
You ever
guess
feel like one thing takes away from another?
Well, that's why like my main focus now is more on this. So I just kind of serve status quo with the food truck and the sauce, and we're gonna focus on this.
This is your dream.
Yeah, this is my baby, that I've been working on for years now.
So how do you want, what came first, the investor or the invention?
The invention, well, the thought, then the
Okay.
invention.
How do you
and
find investors?
Mainly friends and family,
Okay.
yeah, or other entrepreneurs.
So you didn't go on like an open forum and say, I'm seeking this much and this is
All-
my
all-
product.
All people that I know,
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
which made the pressure even that
worse.
much greater.
Yeah. It makes it much worse. When
because-
you know the people you're taking money from, it's definitely worse. I'd rather it be a shadow behind a door, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then at the end of the day, like some of them are like, but
that gives you the
I don't even
drive,
care. They're like,
right?
I know it's you, so I'm like, it'll be fine. And I'm like,
So you go to a
just
family
ways
barbecue.
even more.
You're
Yeah.
at a point right now where you obviously need more investors, right? Like, where's this thing? Like, where's the scale of this thing that you're looking at in the next couple of years?
Well, so now that when we come out with our new version, we want to basically have nationwide distribution. The goal is for this year to be national, and then next year go international. Even though we have a couple deals international, but we're not really looking to push that envelope yet. We just kind of got offered it. People were reaching out to us because they saw our social media, and they were like, "Oh wow, that's
a good
actually
feeling,
an
huh?
interesting product." Yeah, because it's organic. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even reach out to distributors internationally, and so that is the goal: is to touch international waters next year and really like focus on going to EU, Europe, South America, because it's the same cocktail shakers used all over the world. So it's like,
What do you find now? Because I talked to a lot of bar owners, like the drinking scene has slowed down.
It is slowing down.
It's changed a lot.
It's like
Yeah.
5%
No,
last year.
especially nightlife. Nightlife has definitely changed a lot. People, I think it's also the economy.
You think so? They said it's generations. Like,
Generational.
That's definitely part. I think that's a part of it also. But I see, I
People are
bartend at
spending
Porta,
more.
and I see these younger kids that are in college, like they still get really like hammered and drink a lot. But I think economy when it comes to like rent prices are so expensive. That middle generation is trying to buy their first home. That's like almost impossible. So a lot more of that generation is saving money. Gas prices, car prices, groceries, everything's on the up. So you have less disposable income to spend on drinking. And that's why like even the shore house rentals down in Belmar, like there's a lot of vacancies because it's expensive. Expensive to like have your own rent and then be able to rent down the shore, and then pay for going out 3-4 nights a week. This is not the same economy that we had when I first graduated college. When I first graduated, everyone moved to Hoboken and came and visited me at Green Rock.
yeah, but
Well, you know what
I
they
think
say,
I don't think the money's changed. I think the expenses have went up and the lifestyle income has went up. Because gradually, like look at our parents. Like the economy was different then, but they were making a lot less, spending the same, right? So like our spending is equal to our making. I just think it's different dynamics.
It's a lot of distractions too. Now it's about like your social media, how your image, like you could just instead of drinking, you're just posting the drink.
You want to show that you're somewhere.
Yeah,
Buy
yeah.
one drink for $10 to post it, right?
Which that's what Mike was talking
mocktail.
about, right? They'll just walk around with one drink.
Yeah, one drink,
and that's
yeah.
it. That's all they
Well,
do.
yeah,
just to
but
be
you
part
have
of
that
the
nice
scene.
looking drink or something
Yeah.
that you
Well, the
posted.
fufu,
where
yeah, like the experiential drinks.
What's ever Instagrammable.
Instagram.
We had Jay from Charcoal in here, and he said like it's not even about the food anymore in a restaurant either. It's about the vibe.
Yeah.
People want the vibe. They want the pictures. They want the. So they don't even care about
The
anything
ambiance.
else. The
Yeah.
ambiance.
No, yeah, you're
The
right.
ambiance. Well, they said what you said is 100% true, even though it wasn't backed by any statistic. But the statistics say that that people spent the most on in the last year, convenience and vacations. So like people
DoorDash
got
for convenience.
DoorDash. though.
convenience. Yeah,
Convenience.
for sure. So like, shaving seconds off, or paying for a landscaper, right? All these things that make their lives a little bit easier. Speed, Amazon, paying for Prime,
Yeah.
2-day shipping, that kind of thing. So people are still spending. To your point,
That's
right?
why everything's streaming now instead of having to go to the movies.
Yeah,
You just
and
get it
people
right
are
to you.
smoking a lot more
It's on your
weed.
phone.
Smoking a lot more weed, so that's legal in a lot of places.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely a thing too. Like they're not even drinking. Sometimes they're at the bar and
it's
they're
all
just
vape.
like
Vaping, smoking.
ton of vapes.
It's crazy. I think about that. Like I think about all these people holding their vapes and like taking pictures with their vapes in their hands. 20, 30 years from now, your kids are going to see these pictures and you have this fucking thing in your hand. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Remember like back in the day when your parents used to smoke, they used to hide it behind their back. Everyone's got this thing in their hand, this vape in their hand, and they're taking their pictures. You know what I mean? It's wild. Times have definitely changed.
And change is the only thing that's permanent. Nothing stays constant.
No. And that's
We're
why I
always
like the
gonna have
product,
change.
actually. I was literally just thinking about this like 2 days ago. It came to me while I was driving, and it was like, that term, you shouldn't reinvent the wheel, right?
If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah, I think I thought about the wheel metaphor, right? Analogy, rather. And it's like that. It's not true at all. We reinvented the wheel how many fucking
The wheel's
times?
been changed many times. It's always just stayed round. That's it.
Right. And like we went from,
Now
horse and carriage
The wheel's
lasting.
still on an airplane.
Yeah, but look at the wheels now. You ever see the wheels now on some suitcases? They're like triangles and shit. They're not even round anymore.
Suitcases?
Yeah, like on
haven't
the
seen
bottom
that.
rollers. Yeah, they're like weird shape, and it's
Why is
just
that? Just for like different
I don't
terrain?
know. So
It
it doesn't
could,
get it doesn't get stuck. I don't know.
I don't know.
triangles.
I don't know what fucking weird suitcases
look
you
at the
looking
brand new
at.
suitcases. They're like
Now the remote
octagon.
control.
They're like octagons.
Yeah, the ones
Now
that
they
like
follow
attach,
you.
you ever seen those? The ones that fucking attach to your wristband and just follows you around? Now that's crazy.
Really?
They have
Yeah, you
remote
never seen
control
that?
ones too.
Bro, it's nuts. Yeah, they have remote control ones, but there's one you can put it on your wrist and just fucking follows you. He's like, I'm gonna buy it right now.
No, I don't.
I hate carrying my
Oh, it
luggage.
attaches to your wrist, or
No, you like wear a wristband, so it tracks you. And it
Oh,
knows
okay.
where
So
you're at.
it's
and then-
almost like remote control. It just follows you.
yeah, like who wants to fucking sit there and control it with a remote? It just follows you instead. It's just like the
That's so crazy.
what's it called? Drones. The drones where you could wear the wristband and it follows you. You ever seen that? Yeah, same thing, same concept. So really cool tech. But yeah, look, think
Any
about the wheel.
technology in like 4 or 5 months is obsolete.
Yeah,
It's just like something new comes out before you even know it. Especially with AI now, it's just exponential.
Yeah.
I mean, they have robotic bartenders now, but
Really?
I think you need that like.
You know what I can't
Conversational
stand
piece.
at the fucking bars?
Yeah, same
Like,
thing
I don't
with
drink,
waiters,
but what I
waiters,
can't stand is
waitresses.
those fucking things that you pour the shot in. Bro, that's not like old school, bro.
Jigger?
Just- yeah, the little
Yeah.
One shot,
You're
one
supposed
shot.
to, as a
Oh, what?
bartender, you're
The
supposed
little
to
counter
freehand,
thing?
but
No, like they have the one shot, double shot, like they're double sided, it's like a funnel.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they pour
yeah,
the
yeah,
alcohol in
yeah.
there. But good bartenders, like, fuck that shit.
Well, yeah.
Are you guys forced to do that?
quality control for the?
certain
cost
establishments
control.
are, especially when you're making, a specialty cocktail. They'll want every ingredient like measured out, just so
So
it stays consistent,
Consistent.
with the drink, all around the bar.
I used to
to
remember like when I
whoever-
did
depending
drink,
whoever
like getting
serves
like
it.
Long Island iced teas, bro. Some of the things knock you right on your ass, boy. You know by the color.
Yeah, if it's clear, yeah.
I feel like nowadays you have a drink and it's like, did I even have one? Like I don't even know if they put alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I'm
in
saying.
it.
All these things are measured now. Everybody-
Well, now the
whack.
big thing is RTDs, which is like ready to drinks. Those are like your canned
The cans,
seltzers.
yeah.
Those are like the biggest sellers now, which a lot of spirit companies are losing money in that sense because everyone's just drinking those cans.
Yeah,
and then
for
it,
now.
it takes away from the bar experience because then a lot of then you're not even making cocktails anymore. You're just handing a can.
Yeah, I feel like that's a younger gender. I don't know. As I got older, I got more into like the
Craft
mixology.
cocktails?
Yeah, like the really crafted and the
can still
unique
get that.
cocktails.
There are a lot of places that are, elevating in craft cocktails too, which are even the mocktail scene now is becoming big too. So.
And sometimes they're delicious. They're fantastic. But like some of these unique flavor profiles that you would never put together. You're like, I want to try that, and you drink it. You're like, whoa, this changes everything. Especially with the kind
I'll
of
always
meal.
have like one specialty cocktail when I go out.
Always,
And then
every
I'll just,
single
like,
time, every single
go
time.
back to my like classic like. Taylor's Club or something.
I don't drink, but I did drink a non-alcoholic beer the other day. It was pretty good.
Which one?
What brand?
I don't know. It
There's
was
a
from
bunch of
it was
them,
from
though.
Mexico. It was really good.
Dos Equis?
No, I've never heard the name of it before. Yeah, I don't remember.
You gave up drinking altogether, right?
Like a year and a half now.
great.
I'll tell you what it's called. Shit was good as hell.
Hey friends, Joe Butler here with Ability Tree. Ability Tree comes alongside families impacted by disability by providing rest, recreation, education, support, and training. We're so proud to be the charity of choice for Intrepidus. And when you partner with us, you help us to come alongside families to make community possible and Jesus accessible to them. Thank you so much.
So you don't know when this is next coming out. That your new version's coming out. What's your goal with these two versions right now? Like what are you focusing on today?
With these,
Yeah.
so we're actually almost sold out on this version, and then
Wow.
the next version is gonna be. These ones won't be sold anymore, and then we're just gonna run with the next version
Okay.
because some of those things that we talked about.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the new version will have different colors. We're gonna have like a matte black, a pink, a gold.
This was the beer. The non-alcoholic.
Athletic?
It's good. You ever hear it?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It was really good.
Never had it though.
It wasn't bad.
I'm not a big beer drinker, but
I can't get a non-alcoholic Tito's, you know.
Can I have Tito's a club? Hold on, Tito's.
I used to drink like unsweetened iced tea and vodka. And I just get unsweetened iced tea and pretend there's vodka in it.
Yeah, can you imagine?
But I feel so good not drinking. So good. It's been like a year.
I've done
and a half,
both. I
year and
don't
a half
feel
now.
a difference.
Do you sleep?
I don't
so
drink
in
much?
the
enough.
mornings.
I don't drink enough, though.
As you get older,
Bro, it takes 3 days to recover.
Yeah, it definitely
Even if you have
takes
two
a toll
drinks.
to recover.
Oh,
Your body's just like, well, you're still in your 30s, bro. You know what I mean? We're in our 40s.
does
Listen,
it get that much worse? Because I know I
Yes.
can't have more than like 4. Then
I used to remember like drinking
feeling
on the
it next
weekend on
day.
a boat, and then it would be like, all right, now here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I finally feel good. Now I start drinking again on Friday.
Yeah, and then I'm back to cycle, vicious
So
cycle.
like I can't go to the gym because I'm dragging. I finally get to the gym on Thursday and Friday, and I'm like, fuck, I can't go to the gym again until Thursday because my body's getting beat up, bro. You feel that shit, and it's your sleep is so inconsistent. You know, you can't sleep. I don't know. It's terrible. When I drink, I'm up early as hell. Like,
Oh yeah,
know what I mean?
that's how I am too.
So-
Wide awake at
I would
3
still go
a.m.
work out when I was hungover.
I think that's the key.
Even
right?
like when I was on vacation, like
I would just do
always find
cardio
a
to
gym.
sweat it out, but I wouldn't have like the strength to
lift.
like lift.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh yeah. But I would do cardio with a hoodie on. Like, yeah, I'm gonna sweat this out. This shit don't work.
garbage bag. Yeah, it's not good for you at all.
All right. So outside of this being next and your next invention coming out, where do you see the company outside of being all over the country in the next couple of years? Like, do you see yourself selling this?
No, realistically, like I wanna travel to different bars, different cities, and like do pop-up bartending. I still love bartending. I still love engaging with people, being a social
Maybe
person.
selling it and being an ambassador of it and doing that.
I would do that. Yeah, probably do that. But I want to travel the world with it, and because I love traveling, so try to go vacation. I used to go like almost every month, but now I've just been so busy. But yeah, that's basically my goal is to like go to different bars, different cities, different countries, and showcase the invention.
But what if someone came to you tomorrow and says, "I'll give you $5 million for it right now"?
I'd have to hold an investor meeting.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, listen, I would still want to be part of the company no matter what.
Right.
Even if there was an exit strategy.
So you
but
do have a number, is what I was getting at.
Everyone has a number.
Yeah, everyone
No
has to
matter
have a
what,
number.
Everyone always has a number.
I'll never forget that phone call. Yeah.
Listen, he believes in it so much. You know how persistent he was about coming on the podcast? Yo, I'm like, all right, here's another one. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm getting you there. Like, hold on, chill. Chill. We have a list. And I finally text him, hey, here's a Gelman.
Love that.
But that's because he believes in what he does. You know what I
Yeah, for
mean?
sure.
And it's super powerful. So, a question that Anthony usually asks, but I want to ask you, through this whole process of everything you're doing, all the stresses you've been through life, the growth you've been through life, and all this different stuff that's happening within you and to you, what keeps you up at night?
And I definitely get kept up at night. And, you know, like anything else, there's no reward without risks. So there's always a chance that, you know, actually, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say there's a chance of failure. But, you know, you always got to.
There's a chance of
it creeps
correction.
up. Huh?
Chance of correction.
Chance to learn.
Yeah, exactly. And
I mean, you've went this far, bro. People believe in you. You've got another version coming out. You haven't failed. You're just like you're really bringing yourself into a place where you're actually starting to evolve. So
and that's what I said. I got to pivot no matter what, and you know, roll with the punches no matter what comes my way. But you know, there's always still complications. It's a business, and we're first starting. There's people, you know, who don't love it, and there's people who it's not for them.
what have been some of those things that people that don't love it say? Oh, this sucks. This doesn't work. Like, what is some of the feedback you got?
You know what it is? Like bartenders are creatures of habit.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like they've been doing the same thing. It's almost like they could do it blindfolded. So what to them? It's like why do I want to change?
I don't want that dirty strainer anymore. They don't even wash that shit.
But it's like, you know, they could do it so secondhand nature. It's like I don't want to like now have to change to something else. And you know, even if it's going to save them time or whatever, they're just so used to doing a certain thing a certain way that you know they've perfected that craft in that sense. So they're actually like upset about it. They're like,
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the internet's the internet. Like you see my one post that like got like 1 million views. Like there's just a lot of haters out
Really?
there, and that's the internet. You know, there's just comments.
Bro,
like,
all they do is drive your traffic. That's why I keep talking shit.
Yeah.
exactly, and that's literally what I said to them. I'm like, listen, whether you liked it or didn't like it or wrote a comment, I'm like, I just like that you're getting it out there. So thanks, because it just
Appreciate
really
it.
boosted the engagement of it and whatever, increased the algorithm.
What's been maybe a piece of feedback that you got from a bartender that maybe you implemented?
Well, that's why we have a version 2. There were some things that, you know, some people disliked about this first version. And, you know, it's the first version, so we pivoted, we're making adjustments. And so our second version will, you know, ultimately solve those issues. You know, some people think it's a little heavy, or some people think, you know, that the strainer, it doesn't pour out as fast, but our next version is gonna
Pour out
solve
faster.
those issues.
That's cool.
Cool.
Very
But
cool.
you know, even for some people, they love this version too. But the next one's gonna just be a better version all around. So
Great. Well, if we know that you got to go to speedtins.com, right?
no, speedtin.com, but it's speedtins. That is the Instagram.
Yeah,
handle.
speedtins. Oh, speedtin.com. You
Yeah.
have speed. Okay. Yeah. So tell the audience where to find you, your personal, and where to find the Speedtin product.
Speedtin. Well, you can get these online right now at speedtin.com. SPEEDTIN.com. And you know, you can find me bartending at Bar A in Porta all summer.
Nice.
Or, you know, buy my food truck or delivering some skewers for barbecue sauce. For my barbecue sauce company.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate your time. Good advice. We're super proud of what you've done. Looking forward to what you're going to do. And you are the first inventor we've ever had on our podcast. So,
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, pretty awesome. So we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on,
Thanks
brother.
for having me, guys. It was great.
Absolutely.
Talk soon.
All right, that wraps up today's episode. If this conversation brought you value, take a second and help us spread the message.
Over 70% of people watching this show right now aren't following us just yet. If you're getting something from these episodes, hit subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Liking, subscribing, and sharing isn't just support for us. It's how the message reaches more business owners, leaders, and people who need to hear it.
Every share helps. Every comment helps. And every subscription keeps this show growing.
We appreciate you being here and investing your time with us. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep building.